Come along now to Melody Roundup. Just draw up a chair and sit a spell, won't you? This is your Roundup foreman, Big Jack Little, inviting you to stick around for the next few minutes for some top-flight Western music and song.
Oh, pretty Mary, won't you let me take you home tonight? Pretty Mary, we'll be riding 'neath the moon so bright. Pretty Mary, I'll be holding on to you so tight. I'll be waiting at the door with a love forevermore. Pretty Mary, I'll be courting you tonight. That sure is a pretty dress you're a-wearing with the little pink flowers and the little bluebird. That sure is a pretty dress I'm declaring with the little pink flowers and the little bluebird. You sure are pretty and you make me sigh like a rose on the vine that kisses the sky. Too pretty for words and you catch my eye with the little pink flowers and the little bluebird. Pretty Mary, won't you let me take you home tonight? Pretty Mary, we'll be riding 'neath the moon so bright. Pretty Mary, I'll be holding on to you so tight. I'll be waiting at the door with a love forevermore. Pretty Mary, I'll be courting you tonight. That sure is a pretty pair of slippers you're a-wearing with the little pink flowers and the little bluebird. That sure is a pretty pair of slippers I'm declaring with the little pink bows, too pretty for words. You sure look pretty at the dance tonight with your head on my shoulder and I'll hold you tight. With your little red cheeks and your eyes so bright with the little pink flowers and the little bluebirds. Pretty Mary, won't you let me take you home tonight? Pretty Mary, we'll be riding 'neath the moon so bright. Pretty Mary, I'll be holding on to you so tight. I'll be waiting at the door with a love forevermore. Pretty Mary, I'll be courting you. Pretty Mary, I'll be courting you tonight.
Yes, sir. Pretty Mary. Gee, what a song. And what a gal, too. Gene, that's my type for sure. And now, isn't it about time for another song along about now?
I think so. In the sleepy town of San Juanita, there's a story that a padre tells of a gay senor and senorita and the serenade of the bells. Seem they asked the padre for permission to be married early in the spring, but the folks had made just one condition, that the mission bells had to ring. Everyone knew the bells were broken and hadn't sounded for a long, long time. Then one night the village was astounded, for the bells began to chime. Since the bells are broken, goes the story, but if in your heart a true love dwells, they will ring for you in all their glory. That's the serenade of the bells. Everyone knew the bells were broken and hadn't sounded for a long, long time. Then one night the village was astounded, for the bells began to chime. Since the bells are broken, goes the story, but if in your heart a true love dwells, they will ring for you in all their glory. That's the serenade of the bells.
Gene, that was wonderful singing.
Yeah, Autry, not bad at all.
Well, thank you very, very much, boys. That was mighty nice of you to say that. Say, Johnny, what have you got on your hand there? Another letter from your papa?
No, this is a letter from a girl that works in the laundry in town.
Oh.
I got my shirt back the other day, and it had a note in it from the laundress.
Oh. What'd the note say, Johnny?
Had her name and address on it. It said, please write and send me a photograph.
Well, did you?
Sure.
Oh, boy. A new love is born. Say, tell me, Johnny,
Yeah?
are you going to read us her answer, or am I too bold?
I'll read it to you. It says, Dear Sir, I got the picture. I was just curious to see what kind of a looking dope would wear such a silly shirt.
John, let that be a lesson to you. Don't you know that you'll get into trouble chasing women?
Nonsense, Lou. A guy don't get into trouble chasing women.
No.
No, it's after they're caught that the trouble starts.
Well, say, speaking of trouble here, son, it appears to me that you have another black eye.
Yeah, that's right. You remember that beautiful blonde waitress that works at the cafe in town who told me her boyfriend was in Arizona?
Yeah, I remember.
I just found out something. He ain't in Arizona.
Well, what happened?
Nothing.
Well, you're lucky. It's a wonder he didn't beat you up.
Oh, he couldn't. He wasn't man enough.
What do you mean he wasn't man enough?
He couldn't catch me.
Well, that's one race that I might have bet on.
Oh, he ain't mad at me no more, though.
No?
No, I serenaded him and his gal under their window, and he throwed me down a beautiful red rose.
Mm-hmm. In a moment of forgiveness?
No, in a 3-pound pot.
Well, at least, Johnny, you got to court the gal for a little while.
That's right. Gosh, I can just see us now as we sat on her front porch swing and watched her papa's cattle out there grazing in the pasture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, brother, how romantic.
Yeah, she says to me, says, just look at them two cows rub noses. Don't that just make you want to do the same thing?
Mm-hmm. And what did you say?
I said, go ahead, it's your cow.
Well, now I can see why that gal gave you the air, but don't worry about that, son, because right here are the 3 pinafores, all ready and raring to go with a song called Will You Be My Darling? The answer, gals, is yes.
Will you be my darling, my honey bun? Will you be my darling, my only one? You've got some love right in your eyes. I've got a heart that's just your size. Will you be my darling? I think you might. Will you be my darling and start tonight? Could you learn to love me as I love you? Will you be my darling and make my dreams come true? You're the sweetest thing I ever found. That's why I follow you all over town. I just want to be near you, just to see you and hear you. Do you mind if I keep hanging round? Will you be my darling, my honey bun? Will you be my darling, my only one? You've got some love right in your eyes. I've got a heart that's just your size. Will you be my darling? I think you might. Will you be my darling and start tonight? Could you learn to love me as I love you? Will you be my darling and make my dreams come true?
Be my darling. Mighty pretty there, gals, mighty pretty. Now, folks, I'd like to sing a brand new song that I recently had the pleasure of recording. And a lot of you have written in saying you like it. Nothing could make me happier. But for those who haven't heard it yet, Old-Fashioned Tree. I remember an old-fashioned tree trimmed with tinsel that shone in candlelight. In the window where neighbors all could see how we kept our Christmas merry and bright. I love the evening we trimmed the tree, and then we'd all sing carols and pledge goodwill toward men. Every year it's just an old-fashioned tree that brings all the joy of Christmas to me. Starlight shining on the snow, wishing star of Christmas night. Star bright, brought so long ago, my childhood's first delight. I remember an old-fashioned tree, trimmed with tinsel that shone in candlelight. In the window where neighbors all could see how we kept our Christmas merry and bright. I love the evening we trimmed the tree, and then we'd all sing carols and pledge goodwill toward men. Every year it's just an old-fashioned tree that brings all the joy of Christmas to me.
All right. That's what there you go for. That's a swell song there, partner.
Well, folks, here it is, time once again for our cowboy classic. Time to reach back into the memory barrel for a song of yesterday. Time to sit back, close your eyes, and dream. For that kind of a setting, I don't think we could have picked a better tune. So picture, if you can, dusk on the range. The cattle are all bedded down after a hard drive. Yes, the day's work's done, and the warm glow comes over you as you realize that we've come to the end of a perfect day, near the end of a journey through. But it leaves a thought that is big and strong, with a wish that is kind and true. For memory has painted this perfect day with colors that never fade. And we find at the end of a perfect day the soul of a friend we've made. For the memory has painted this perfect day with colors that never fade. And we find at the end of a perfect day the soul of a friend we've made.
All we have time to do now, gang, is to say this is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
I'm back in the saddle again. Out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly
Welcome to Melody Ranch with Gene Autry. Here's the boss man himself, America's favorite cowboy, Gene Autry.
Well, thank you very, very much, Uncle Louis Crosby, and howdy, folks. Well, let's start things off with a good old-fashioned hoedown, boys. Let her go, huh? Brothers and sisters, here's the lowdown. When it comes time to have a showdown, there's nothing like a good old-fashioned hoedown to chase your blues away. When Lady Luck gives you the throwdown and old man Worry starts to mow down, there's nothing like a good old-fashioned hoedown to brighten up your day. Grab your partner, swing her around, and circle on your heels. 1, 2, 3, 4 grease you need for a real Virginia reel. Get ready now to put your toe down, and once you've started, don't you slow down. There's nothing like a good old-fashioned hoedown to chase your blues away. Sell it, Carl. Sell it out now. There's about 1 million kind of dances, like Tango's Truckin' Down and Susie Q. They got out of date like every fashion, but a good old hoedown's always new. Brothers and sisters, here's the lowdown. When it comes time to have a showdown, to chase your blues away. When Lady Luck gives you the throwdown and old man Worry starts to mow down, there's nothing like a good old-fashioned hoedown to brighten up your day. Grab your partner, swing her around, and circle on your heels. 1, 2, 3, 4 grease you need for a real Virginia reel. Get ready now to put your toe down, and once you've started, don't you slow down. There's nothing like a good old-fashioned hoedown to chase your blues away.
Wonderful. Wow, that was right off of the top there, Gene. I sure go for that kind of music. Well, now, speaking of singing, Gene, how about another song here?
Good idea. Have I told you lately that I love you? Could I tell you once again somehow? Have I said with all my heart and soul how I adore you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. This world would end today if I should lose you. I'm no good without you anyhow. Have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Have I told you lately how I miss you? When the stars are shining in the sky. Have I told you why the nights are long when you're not with me? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. This world would end today if I should lose you. I'm no good without you anyhow. Oh, have I told you lately that I love you? Darling, I'm telling you now.
All right. That was nice going there, Gene.
Here are the Cass County boys about to do a little free-part barbershop harmony. Yes, sir? On that good old favorite, the old Chisholm Trail. Boys?
Come along, boys, and listen to my tale. Boy, did I have troubles on that Chisholm Trail. Might as well been in jail. Started up the trail October 23rd. Started up the trail with a tool you heard. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Spray in the herd and the boss said kill it. Hit him in the head with the handle of a skillet. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Up in the morning before daylight, before I sleep, the moon shines bright. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Woke a man and a cow by the tail. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Cloudy in the west, looks like rain. Darn those slickers in the wagon again. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. It's bacon and beans most every day. Soon be a eatin' prairie hay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Going back to town to draw my money. Going back home to see my honey. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Knees in the saddle and the seat in the sky. I'll quit punching cows in the sweet by and by. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay.
That was very good, Loud. You did yourself proud on that one. And speaking of pride, you know, we're mighty proud of the West of ours, too. And we don't mind bragging about it just a little. There aren't a lot of tall buildings or busy streets or fancy houses, but you can't beat it for real living. I think you'll see what I mean when you hear this song, boys. Got the starry sky for a roof above my head. That's my home. Got the rolling plain and the soft pine from a bed. That's my home. Got the sun on my doorstep every dawning and the moon on my pillow every night. Birds wake me early every morning to start my day off right. Got the mountain range for an altar when I pray. That's my home, and the running to go fishing any day. That's my home. Got my boots and saddle and my horse for company. Got the open space for as any man can see. Long as I can ride the trail wherever that may be. That's my home.
That's it, Gene. That was real pretty and some mighty fancy vocalizing there, partner, but...
Well, once more it's Cowboy Classic time here at Melody Ranch. Today's song ranks with the best of them. Oh, I guess there's prettier songs, and maybe others have fancier words. But for real listening pleasure that brings back a lot of happy memories to a cowboy, I'll take this one. When it's twilight on the trail and I jog along, the world is like a dream, and the ripple of the stream is my song. When it's twilight on the trail and I rest once more, my ceiling is the sky, and the grass on which I lie is my floor. Never ever have a nickel in my jeans, never ever have a debt to pay. Till I understand what real contentment means. Yes, I was born that way.
contentment mean?
Guess I was born that way. When it's twilight on the trail and my voice is still, please plant this heart of mine underneath the lonesome pine on the hill. When it's twilight on the
Ah, that was one of the best. You know, every cowhand knows what it means to be out alone on the trail at twilight. When you think of it, a cowhand spends a good deal of his life alone, too.
Yes, but it's part of the life, Lou, and you come to like it. In fact, there's nothing I like better than being out on the trail on my own.
And it's twilight on the
Well, folks, I guess that gets all the loose ends for this time, but we'll all be riding herd at this same time and over these same stations next week, and we'll be back at our old home quarters, Melody Ranch. Yes, sir, let's make it a date, huh? We'll all be back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly Gentleman. I'm back in the saddle again, riding the range once more. Holding my
Well, it's time to swing that old corral gate closed for today. We hope that you'll be with us for our next session of Melody Roundup. Till then, this is your ranch foreman saying so long and take care of yourself. Melody Roundup comes to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education. Come along now to Melody Roundup.
I'm back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly country. I'm back in the saddle
Welcome to Melody Ranch with Gene Autry. Here's the boss man himself, America's favorite cowboy, Gene Autry.
Well, thank you very, very much, Lou Crosby, and howdy, folks. Well, here we are back home again on Melody Ranch after a 9-week visit with all of our friends in the big city. I must say that we had a wonderful time, but, of course, it's always nice to get back home. Boys, what do you say that we make our first song on the home grounds when payday rolls around, huh? Dedicated to Crosby. I'm dressing up in style, for in a little while I'm gonna ride into town. And every cowboy pal I know will lift his heel and toe when payday rolls around. And so I'm feeling fine because there's lots of time till we're all homeward bound. To work and slave with cattle, sweat and swear and battle until payday rolls around.
What does a cowboy do when all of his work is through? Just what I'm gonna do now. With money to spend and jingle off into town to mingle with all my friends I allow.
I'm dressing up in style, for in a little while I'm gonna ride into town. And every cowboy pal I know will lift his heel and toe when payday rolls around. And so I'm feeling fine because there's lots of time till we're all homeward bound. To work and slave with cattle, sweat and swear and battle until payday rolls around.
Ha! Nice going there, partner. That was a happy song about a happy day, all right. Nothing I like better than payday.
What do you say to a little bit more music, huh? Here's the Angels song. When the angels turn the lights on in heaven tonight and hang out the stars in the blue, when you see that first star through your window tonight, I'll be dreaming, my darling, of you. Starlight, star bright up in the blue, I wish tonight that I could be with you. When the angels turn the lights on in heaven tonight and hang out the stars in the blue. Starlight, star bright up in the blue, I wish tonight that I could be with you. When the angels turn the lights on in heaven tonight and hang out the stars in the blue. Well, thank you very, very much there, folks. Thank you a lot. Say, Lou.
Yes?
What are you looking out that window for?
Come over here a second, Gene. I think we got a storm blowing up or something. Maybe a tornado.
Say, that does look like quite a cloud, don't it? Well, let's step outside so we can get a better look at it.
Hey, maybe it's just a big whirlwind.
Oh, I don't know. Listen to that awful roaring sound.
Run for the storm cellar, everybody. That's a twister, Gene. Let's
Hey,
get
hold it just a second there, Lou. As soon as this dust clears away, I think we'll discover a familiar face.
Well, hi, you fellers. How you like my new car?
Johnny Bond, what do you mean scaring people like that with that old wreck?
Just a minute. Who called my car a wreck?
What I want to know is, partner, who called that wreck a car?
Now, wait a minute, Crosby. I'll have you know I paid good money for this brand new limousine.
Here, not just a minute. You mean to tell me that car is brand new?
Well, if it ain't, I've been cheated out of $15.
What is that, Johnny? An 8 or a 12?
Both. 8 cylinders, 12 payments. Oh, brother. Say, I got an idea. How would you boys like to take a little ride across the prairie with me?
Oh, no, not me. You're not going to get me mixed up in that thing. I haven't made out my will yet.
Me neither. I just remembered I got to go milk the cows, or something.
Come on, you cowards. I won't drive fast.
All right. Come on, Lou. What do we got to lose?
Nothing, just our lives.
That's all.
All aboard, children. I will now start the motor. That is, I think I'll start it. Pretty sure I will.
Sounds like it needs gas.
Yeah. Say, listen to that motor purr. You can hardly hear it.
That's because it ain't running yet.
Say, Johnny.
Yeah?
Where's the safety belt?
No cracks out of you. I'll try the starter again. You know, we may have to build a fire under this thing. Well, what do you know? I can't get this dang thing started. Well, help me out, fellas.
Oh, you can start it, Johnny. Just use your noodle.
Well, where is it? I pulled every doggone lever up here.
All right. Try throwing out the clutch if you haven't already.
I think I lost that on the way over here. Hey, we made it! We made it! Here we go, boys. Hang on. Here we go, right down the road.
All right, careful. Careful here, Johnny. Say, boy, you're going 40 miles an hour already.
Congratulate me. And I only learned to drive yesterday.
Oh, hey, Johnny, look out for that car.
Look out for it. Oh, these doggone women drivers. Who does she think she is driving on the right side of the road?
Say, Johnny.
Yeah?
We're inside the city limits. Don't you think you better slow down?
I'm only going 35. That's the speed limit.
Yeah, but not on the sidewalk, but out of here.
Hey, watch it, son. Give that old man the right of way. Look out. Why, Johnny, you almost run over that poor old fellow. You almost ran him down. That was awful.
Awful? What do you mean, awful? You told me to do it.
I told you to give him the right of way.
Oh, I thought you said get him right away.
Oh, let me out of here. I know when I've had enough. And now, here are the Cass County boys and the Pinafore singing, Riding Double.
Riding double, easy, no trouble, when you're riding with love. Sitting pretty, crooning like a birdie. Melodies fit for I die. Come out of the saddles, cozy as a rocking chair, for a man and his lady fair, living on moonlight, drinking the wine. They call it mountain air. Living double, easy, no trouble, when you learn to ride double with the one you love. The saddle's cozy as a rocking chair, for a man and his lady fair, not a little, living on moonlight, drinking the wine. They call it mountain air. Get a load of that living double, easy, no trouble, when you learn to ride double with the one you love. Riding double with the one you love.
Well, yes, sir. Go for that one. Yes, sir. Mighty nice riding there, lads and lasses. And now suppose you get down off your horses and join me while I warble a course and a half of one of these fine old spirituals. Yes, sir. All right, Johnny Bond, how about a chord?
Give me that old-time religion, give me that old-time religion, give me that old-time religion. It's good enough for me.
If you want to clink your silver spurs up on the golden stairs, you've got to change your ways, my brother. You've got to change your way of living, less taking, more giving. If you want to clink your silver spurs up on the golden stairs, that means you. Mister, that means you. Sister, that means me, and everybody's got to share. You can't be the devil's rooter, gotta be a square shooter. If you want to clink your silver spurs up on the golden stairs.
Makes me love everybody, makes me love everybody, makes me love everybody. It's good enough for me. your silver spurs up on the golden stairs. You've got to ride the right road, brother. Make your sins all ski-daddle. Get old Satan out of your saddle. If you want to clink your silver spurs up on the golden stairs, that means you, mister, that means you, sister, that means me, and everybody's got a share. You can't be the devil's rooter, you gotta be a square shooter if you want to clink your silver spurs up on the golden stairs.
Well, folks, every week just about this time, all the boys and girls gather around and we sing what we call our cowboy classic. That means the music of the range at its very best. Take a chunk of the prairie, add one small ranch house, mixed well with a pretty western gal, and you have our cowboy classic for today. The westernest and you dear, oh, what a dream would be, a cozy little cottage beside the western sea. And who knows, someday maybe our dreams will all come true. Cradle and a baby, the west, a nest, and you. I have dreamed my dreams, and I have schemed my schemes, and I have built my castles in the air. Dreams may come and go, but the sweetest dream I know still lingers with me from the long ago. The westerners and you, dear, oh, what a dream could be, a cozy little cottage beside the western sea. And who knows, someday maybe our dreams will all come true. Cradle and a baby, the west, a nest, and you.
Melody Roundup comes to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.